Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Coding in Python, and today we'll be making a small project. But before we start, let's look at what we covered in the last episode. First, we covered if statements. An if statement allows us to check something in our code. In order to check something in Python, we do this. We first write the if statement to tell the computer that we're checking something, then we write our condition, and then a colon, and we indent everything after that. To write conditions, we need to compare two things. To do that, we use a bit of notation. We write equals equals to say equals to, exclamation mark equals to say not equal to, greater than sign to say bigger than, the less than sign to say less than, then we write greater than equals to say bigger than or equal to, and less than or equal to. Next, we covered inputs. To get an input, we use the input function. So we first write input to tell the computer that we're getting an input. Then in brackets, we write some text. This is the message that will be displayed to the user before they have to input something. So in today's episode, we'll be creating a small project in Python. We'll be creating a small text-based adventure game using all the knowledge we have learned so far. So let's get coding. So I've created a new Python file and let's get coding. So first, I'm going to make a print statement, which is just going to say, welcome to my game. And if we save and run that, it should say, welcome to my game. Next, let's make a scenario for the player. So we'll type in print, and then we'll give ourselves a scenario. So, for example, in my game, my player is going to start on an island. So I'm going to type, you wake up on an island in the middle of the sea. Next, I'm going to write, you feel very hungry. You can either eat a pineapple or a mushroom. And then I'm going to type, what would you like to eat? And now if we run all of this, we get all the text displayed. Don't worry about the highlighted ins and or. Welcome to my game. You wake up on an island in the middle of the sea. You feel very hungry. You can either eat a pineapple or a mushroom. What would you like to eat? But we can't actually type anything here. So let's change this print statement into an input statement. And now when we run this, we can type pineapple or mushroom, but this value doesn't get stored anywhere. So let's create a variable called food and set it to the input of what would you like to eat. Then if we print food and run the program, if we type in pineapple, it will just tell us that we typed in pineapple. Great. So now let's make an if statement. We're going to check if the food is equal to pineapple. So if we chose pineapple, we're going to print you ate a pineapple. Otherwise, if food is equal to mushroom, so if we chose mushroom, I'm going to print you ate a mushroom. So as you can see, we've got everything that we want to happen if the food is pineapple indented after the if statement. So that way the computer knows that everything with a space in front of it should be run only if the food is pineapple. So now let's run the program, and if we type in pineapple, it should say you ate a pineapple. And if we type in mushroom, it will say you ate a mushroom. Great. Now, let's add a bit more to the game. Continuing on to the mushroom section, we can say that if you ate a mushroom, you begin to feel sick. And then in the same print statement, I'm going to write, the mushroom was poisonous. And then outside all of the if statements, I'm going to print the end. So now, when we run it, if we type in pineapple, it should just say, you ate a pineapple, and then the end. Whereas if I type in mushroom, it will say that you ate a mushroom, you begin to feel sick, the mushroom was poisonous. The end. You can see it's pretty confusing to read everything if there's no spaces in between all of the lines. So after some of the print statements, I'm just going to print nothing. That will allow us to have a line break. So I'm going to print nothing after here, and after this, and same here. So now when we run it, you can see that it's spaced out, and if we type mushroom, it's still spaced out. So now we can see a lot more things. Now let's work a bit on what happens when we eat a pineapple. So we're going to say you feel much less hungry. Now you need water. Then I'm going to have a space, and then I'm going to type you can either drink sea water or get it from a nearby lake. And then we're going to have another input. So water equals input. What would you like to drink? Now I'm going to put a space and then a little arrow here to show the user that we're typing. And I'm going to do the same thing in the food section. So now when we run it and say I want to eat a pineapple, it says you ate a pineapple, you feel much less hungry, now you need water. You can either drink seawater or get it from a nearby lake. What would you like to drink? So I can type in seawater or lake water. But I'm going to change the question a bit. So it says, where would you like to get the water? Now we're going to do an if statement inside of the other if statement. So water is equal to sea. So if we want to get water from the sea, we can print, and then we can put a little space. And I'm also going to put a space under here. Now when we run the code, it says welcome to my game. And let's say we eat a pineapple, and now you need water, so I get it from the sea. It says you begin to feel sick, the salt was harmful. The end. I'm also going to type here, you drank water from the sea. Then I'm going to type in another if statement, and I'm just going to copy the other one, and instead of sea, I'm going to put lake. And it says you drank water from the lake, and then you no longer feel thirsty. Now if we eat a pineapple and we drink water from the lake, it says you drank water from the lake, you no longer feel thirsty. The end. And when it says the end, it doesn't really say why you died on the island. I'm going to make a variable. I'm going to create a variable at the top called cause of death, and I'm going to put it to nothing, or you stayed alive. And now cause of death is you stayed alive. So if we die from a mushroom, as we do here, we can say cause of death is equal to you ate a poisonous mushroom. And if we drank water from the sea, we can write you drank salt. Too much salt. But if we chose the pineapple and then drank water from the lake, you'll be fine. And if we don't set the cause of death, it will stay as you stayed alive. And then after the end, we can print the cause of death, like so. Now, if we eat a pineapple and the lake, it says, the end, you stayed alive. If we ate the mushroom, it says, the end, you ate a poisonous mushroom. And if we eat a pineapple and we drink water from the sea, it says, the end, you drank too much salt. So that's all I'm going to put in my game. You can, of course, put much more into your game by just adding on to the end, and have fun. Please leave any feedback in the comments. I hope you learned something new, and thank you for watching.